ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्वोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ 126 निर्गुणोपासनं पक्वं समाधिस्याशनैस्ततः यः समाधिनिरोधाख्यः सोनायासेन लभ्यते. So when a spiritual seeker pursues the Shravanam and he has adequate Shravanam etc. in terms of quality, quantity etc., then definitely he will understand Mahavakya. To understand the purport of the Mahavakya is Shravanam. To understand the purport of the Upanishad actually is Shravanam. Purport of the Upanishad is Mahavakya. And the purport of the Mahavakya is identity between oneself and Brahman. Oneself and one's own goal. The seeker and sought is one alone. Anyway, so that once he understands this Mahavakya, will understand that, well, I am Brahman, means I am free. There is no freedom. Freedom is not centered on anything else other than oneself. Nothing is free. Nothing is free. Everything is time bound. Even space is time bound. Space is a part of creation. It is time bound. And what is in space is time bound, space bound. Anything which is created also have attributes. And therefore, what one is seeking cannot be an object, can never be an object. But not understanding one definitely has all the goals called security, objects of security, objects of pleasure, or even dharma becomes a purushartha not understanding clearly. One has to understand the nature of freedom. Where is it lying? What is the nature of freedom? What are the means to achieve it? Only few in this world know. Only few, very few know. This is so evident that people are pursuing freedom. It's an innate desire, but people are pursuing freedom in varieties of ways. Never pursue this Mahavakya Shravanam. Never. And in doing Mahavakya Shravanam also people are not clear. For many years people are not clear what is this freedom. We want to gain freedom, etc. Gaining freedom. Gaining freedom right now, are you free? No, don't say that. Gaining freedom. So means the freedom will come in future, time bound. Over. If freedom is there, it should be here and now. That's it. If it is here and now, it cannot be object. Because what is here and now? I. After 5 minutes, here and now, I. Object need not be all the time here and now. What is here will become there. What is now will become then. But what is there all the time, here and now? What was in the past, also was yourself, right now also, and future also. Here and now is only one thing, and that is I. Other than I, it's all objects. That is some here and there, now and then. That's anatma. So understanding the freedom means understanding oneself. Because what is freedom is here and now. What is here and now is oneself. And therefore one is free. If one is free, why should one take oneself as a bound? I don't understand that. I don't know that one is free. Okay, knowing is freedom. Therefore, knowing is freedom, knowing this identity between oneself and freedom. And that is Mahavakya Shravanam. So basically, the person who has done effectively Shravanam. Shravanam is not effective for everyone. Shravanam is effective for a few. So there are, because the layers of obstacles are there. Varieties of the layers. And therefore, what we are discussing in chapter 9 also is to remove the layer of obstacle. Ultimately to make the Shravanam effective. Anyway, so once the person has done effectively in terms of quantity also required, of course, then one is confident to say that I am free. I am Jnani. One who has Jnanam is called Jnani. So, just gaining qualitative Shravanam itself, person will be able to say, I am free. And then, just to remove the error, he knows this error is occurring of that I am Deha, etc., that Dehatma Buddhi. To remove that error, he does Nididhyasana. That's it. So these two things are important. Mananam is a part of Shravanam because one gains a clarity, I am free. Definitely all the doubts pertaining to it has gone. Along with the Shravanam itself it goes. Effective Shravanam is that in which the doubts will also resolve pertaining to the subject matter. And therefore, the person who has, he does Nididhyasanam, etc., for removing this error, etc. Anyway, so, and then there is another Vedantic student, for whom this Shravanam is not effective, insufficient, let us say, inefficient, you can say, or not adequate. Then naturally his understanding is also not complete. And he cannot boldly claim, he is not confident to claim I am free. And so then definitely, this person, goes, if he likes to do, then the Nirguna Brahma Upasana, etc., is for such a person. And his meditation is not a Nididhyasana, naturally. Nididhyasanam is for the person who is confident enough to claim that I am free. For him only to remove the error, he does meditation called Nididhyasana. But for the person, the Shravanam is not effective, and therefore he is not able to say that I am free. He is not confident enough to say I am free. For such a person, meditation is there. But that meditation is not Nididhyasana, it is Upasana. That's called Nirguna Brahma Upasana. So, Aham Brahmasmi, when he says, he is not able to accept it as a fact. We should understand. If he is not able to see it as a fact, his Shravanam is not effective. Please understand why I am saying, because we are seeing various sadhana means for making Shravanam effective. But there are two categories. The person who is doing this Shravanam, Aham Brahmasmi, Upasana, etc., so Upasana, effective, to make the Shravanam effective, he is doing this. So obstacle will go, and then he listens to Vakya, and he will accept it as a fact. There are other groups of people also, the people who are doing karma yoga and follow the religious life. For them also, definitely they gain adhikaritvam and then the shravanam becomes effective. So that is also there. But anyway, these are various means. But we are right now saying when the person is not able to understand that I am Brahman, he is not able to claim. For such a person, meditation is not nididhyasana. So this is Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Well, definitely. And that helps the person to gain Chitta Shuddhi, etc. And well, he will be able to, when he again listens to Mahavakya, well, he will be able to say, yes, I am Brahman, etc. And Vidyaranya points out that this Nirguna Brahma Upasaka, he uses Ashtanga Yoga also, method of Patanjali, and practices. I will explain you that because you introduce a word of Samadhi in 126. So, well, we have to understand it. And Samadhi, etc. We have seen that actually before. In chapter 1 also we have seen of Pancadasi, and chapter 7 also we have seen already. This Samadhi has come already. And Samadhi is definitely just a possible outcome of a meditation. Any meditation. Possible outcome. Because actually Samadhi, the simplest meaning of word Samadhi is an absorption. Absorption of the mind. Absorption of the mind is its mind's own attribute. That can happen in a Saguna Brahma Upasana also, that can happen in a Nirguna Brahma Upasana also, and that can happen in a Nididhyasanam also. In fact, in first chapter, when we discuss Nididhyasanam, there he introduced this Samadhi in the last part of the first chapter. There we said that Nididhyasanam also the person is doing, it's a possible outcome. So mind has a capacity to get absorbed. Once it passes through the two phases. First is called a focusing. You have to focus. That's what Yoga Shastra calls it as dharana. So you focus. Again you focus on the object of meditation. And then, well, there will be dhyanam. So then there will be a retention. First you try to focus on it. Then you try to retain it. That's called dhyanam. And once you retain it for some time, the possible outcome is the mind is absorbed in object of meditation. That's called samadhi. And that just happens. That just happens in a class. Person goes to samadhi, I'm telling you. Like some people start, their focus is on me. And their focus is on me, and then they're listening for some time. Suddenly some thought comes. And you start thinking on that. You are deliberate. Initially, for a moment, you are deliberate. And then later what happens is that the person is totally absorbed in the thought. His eyes are on me. He's still, totally still. His eyes on me. But his mind is totally absorbed in that thought. But how can you say, Swamiji, it's an absorption or samadhi? Person even loses the awareness of where he is sitting and what is going on. Totally. That shows the sense of individuality has gone, resolved for a moment. Exactly in Sushupti, what happens? You are not aware of time and space, both. That happens even in class itself. That I am sitting in a class, right now the class is going on, Swami is talking, it just goes totally. The person was started, initiated some thinking, maybe came worry also. And he is totally absorbed in the object of the worry. Totally. The division that I am right now a one who is worrying, and this is what about which I am worrying. No. What prevails is this object of worry. The one who worries, the worrier, well, he resolves into that. The moment you are not aware of a space and time, the ahankara, the individuality, the dhyata, the meditator has resolved. That is happening so many times. When you start reading something, a detective story, well, initially you are very much aware you are a reader and you are reading a detective story. But if you are then the story being such that you slowly, initially you may be retaining also, just to, because your mind comes out, you draw, somebody draws your attention, or you are also seeing what is going on around. Wife is doing this, child is doing this, etc. And then again you focus, then again you focus, then it is retained. And once it is retained, and then slowly you, the reader, is absorbed in the subject matter of that book. Yeah. Even you are not aware of what is your position, how you are sitting, etc. Also. You are not aware of what's the time. Even she will get up and tell you, oh, it's 2 o'clock, you have to go to office tomorrow. What are you doing? The moment you lose the sense of, lose the awareness of time and place, the ahankara, the individuality has resolved into the object of meditation. The meditator has resolved. That's called absorption. Samadhi means an absorption. So it's not that samadhi comes means we feel something like connected to a spiritual discipline, etc. No. This is an everyone's experience. Absorption into a given field of experience that is there. A painter gets absorbed into a painting. A reader gets absorbed into object of reading. This is happening. And a musician also may lose totally sometime. He gets in a particular piece of music he is rendering and he gets lost into that. Absorbed. We use this word, he gets lost into that, or he is absorbed into that. Means the division is not there. Please understand this. The division between the meditator or the musician and the piece of music. Here meditator and object of meditation. Subject-object division. In short, subject-object division resolves. Subject-object division resolves means the subject basically resolves into the object. That way subject-object division resolves. Not that subject-object division resolves totally means nothing remains. That is pertaining to Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, that's a different thing. We will be discussing that. But I am saying before that, like the Saguna Brahma Upasaka also resolves. Meditator on Krishna. He gets totally absorbed into Krishna. Like Mirabai and etc. When they meditate, they are totally absorbed. They become one with the object of meditation called Krishna or whoever. And so out of two, the division, two are there, but the division resolves. In fact, in a deep sleep state, really subject-object resolves. In a waking state, subject resolves into the object. The object prevails. That is called samadhi. The difference between samadhi and sushupti is this. Where subject and object both resolves, it's a sushupti. When subject resolves into the very object of meditation, it's a samadhi. Yeah, totally. So the ahankara basically, it's become as though dormant, resolves into that. Anyway, so far as Nirgun Brahma Upasana is concerned, here the object of meditation will be I am Brahman. So basically you, the meditator, and the Brahman as though resolves. So only Brahman prevails. So Brahman, I am Brahman, if you continue to do. So that's a very good experience. But then basically, since you are not accepting yourself as a Brahman, so this, even though Brahman prevails, well, basically means no vikalpa at all. Still, when you come out, you take yourself to be the same meditator who was superimposing Brahman upon oneself. So this is the thing. That's what he is saying here. Nirguna Brahma Upasana can lead to such a samadhi, etc. Nirvikalpaka samadhi, which is really a very good experience. It will bring a lot of chitta shuddhi also, and it is very close to such a person to, when he listens to Mahavakya, etc., that you are Brahman, well, he would be able to understand very quickly, etc. So that is what has been told here. And also, well, in verse 125, we discussed that Murti Dhyanasya Mantradehe api Karanata Yadi Astu Nama Tathapi Atra Pratyasakti hi Vishishyate. Pratyasakti means a samipyam. So he says Murti Dhyanam means a Saguna Brahma Dhyanam, etc. And chanting Mantradehe means mantra japa, etc. Compared to all this, well, they are also very good sadhana for making Shravanam effective. That's very true. But Tathapi, even though it is so, Atra Patyasakti, Atra means Nirguna Brahma Upasana Vishay. With regards to Nirguna Brahma Upasana, Pratyasakti, that's a very close to this Nirguna Brahma Jnanam, Mahavakya Janya Jnanam. It is very close, and therefore that way it is comparatively better sadhanam. Once you come into the field of Vedanta, you should, that's what we are going to discuss, you should try to avoid this Saguna Brahma Upasana, Mantra Japa, etc. This is the only Japa you should do, or Nirguna Brahma Upasana you should do, Aham Brahmasmi, etc., which is more effective, more close to the Jnana. That's what he is going to say. That's how whole chapter he devoted to this. Anyway, and that is how I gave you example also, this, especially one who commits oneself to the jnanam, which we call sannyasa. Well, to those people, they also have a certain this upasana, etc. are there. Japal also is there, Hamsa Gayatri, etc. I told you that is there. So they call Soham mantra, but it's a Hamsa Gayatri. So basically, there also in that mantra, through that mantra, well, and the one who gives sannyasa gives this mantra, explains the mantra like Pujya Swamiji, etc. And he says, do repeatedly every day, etc. So earlier, when he had not committed himself to Vedanta, then the other Gayatri Japa, our Savitru Gayatri Japa, Savitru mantra. But now once he comes here, there is still Gayatri going on, but it's a different Gayatri. Yeah. so and other mantras are there. So Abhed Upasana is always better for any Vedanti, one who takes a sannyasa or one doesn't take a sannyasa. This Abhed Upasana is always better because ultimately very close to Abhed Jnana. That is the thing. And there is nothing wrong in just repeating Aham Brahmasmi. But sorry, what is the meaning we don't know. I am Brahman, that is the meaning. That's the meaning. But we don't know, understand. That is why you have to do Upasana. If you know the meaning, why should you do Upasana? Because if you know the meanings, you take yourself to be Brahman. That's it, over. And then even if you still want to do, well, you can do Nididhyasana. That's for sure. But need not be Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Nirguna Brahma Upasana is for the one whose Shravanam is not effective. Whose Shravanam is not effective means Shravanam has not generated, has given you Aparoksha Jnanam. Aparoksha Jnanam, only sadhanam for Aparoksha Jnanam is Shravanam only. Nothing else. Mananam is not a sadhanam. Nididhyasanam does not generate Jnanam. Nididhyasanam is to remove the mistake one commits against the knowledge which is already generated. And therefore, basically this Abhed Upasana is really good. And as I told you, he has introduced here Nirgunopasanam Pakvam Samadhihi Syat. When you do this Nirgunopasana daily, sometime your mind will be absorbed into that. That's called Samadhi. Pakvam. When person goes through various stages of Ashtanga Yoga, let's include that. And so when Dharana Dhyanam becomes Pakvam, efficiently mature, then Shanaihi Samadhi Syat. Well, it will gradually lead to absorption, Samadhi. So, willful continuation of the vritti is the Dhyanam. Then, without will, the continuation of the vritti is Samadhi. and this is, I will give you enough examples, you will understand it very well. Willful continuation, will based continuation of the vritti is dhyanam. You are trying to retain aham brahmasmi. Like you start doing, suppose it's a will based, right? It's a will based. You choose to do, and you do, and you know you are doing, and you try to retain everything. So, well, all this is dharana and dhyana. And after some time, pakwa, when it becomes mature, it automatically continues. Whatever you do, you may be walking, but it continues. It just continues. This is there with any mantra. Even if you chant Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna for 15 minutes, I tell you, then that subtle thought, that vritti keep repeating, gets repeated. So this is how it is. So it is, we can say then vasana based vritti, right? It's not will based continuation of the vritti, it is a vasana based continuation of the vritti, because it has generated a vasana. You have repeated, so it has generated an impression, and based on that there is a continuation of the vritti. So that's called absorption. So the what he says is nirgunopasanam pakvam samadhi syat shanaihi. That samadhi is savikalpak samadhi. Savikalpa means, well, you are aware that you are chanting aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi. You are very much aware, and you are able to retain it also. So that is a savikalpak samadhi. Savikalpak means there are division. Vikalpa is a division. Division means what? I am a meditator, and this is what I am repeating. The object of meditation is Brahman, etc. So, well, aham brahmasmi, that continues with a vikalpa, with a division. But then, when it becomes mature, then without distraction, if it continues, tataha, after that savikalpaka samadhi, nirodhakhya samadhi anayasena labhyate. Means nirodha. Nirodha here is a word used from the Patanjali actually, and that is a nirvikalpaka samadhi. You see, word actually, Patanjali talks about 5 modulations of the mind, 5 levels of the mind, you can say, and of a human mind. And the first is called a kshiptam. Kshiptam means, well, completely distracted. And they give an example of a monkey, mind of a monkey. So I have initially a mind of a monkey. So that is monkey mind. So completely distracted, kshiptam. Then the second modulation of the mind is mudham, a dull, lethargic. They give an example of a donkey. Donkey's mind. First monkey, then donkey. So, donkey's mind. So donkey's mind is naturally lethargic, dull. Then third is a vikshiptam. So means not fully concentrated, not fully distracted. Between kshiptam and vikshiptam, the difference is, first is a completely distracted, monkey's mind. And the vikshiptam means not fully concentrated, but not completely distracted also. And they give example of a butterfly, and you know very well. Nowadays you will see, right now, the spring, etc., flowers are there. You see the butterfly is sitting for some time, and you feel it is totally concentrated to absorb that honey, etc., from the flower, right? So it's very still, sitting on the flower. But afterwards again it flies. Then again little concentrate, some other flower. Then again it will move. Unlike monkey cannot sit more than, Puja Swami used to say that, if monkey sits for more than few minutes in a given branch, definitely that monkey has got some illness, he is not healthy. So definitely, but this, so they give you example for vikshiptam, they give a example of a butterfly. And then the fourth is ekagram, another modulation of the mind. All levels of mind, human mind. And is ekagram means single pointed, concentrated. They give example of a crane standing in the water, waiting for the fish to catch. You have seen, right? Ekagram, totally. And the last one is Niruddham. So Niruddham means, well, totally, uh, completely, I mean, free from vikalpa, completely free from agitation, you can say. And that Niruddham mind is of a yogi. That's how they say. Totally concentrated mind. Or mind is a master of the mind, you can say. Either way. But here, we'll take Niruddham means free from all vikalpas. Who has gained the samadhi. Like that. So anyway, in our language, of course, a spontaneous absorption in a thought without requiring any deliberate effort is niruddham. So nirodakhyam samadhi, they say. Nirodakya samadhi means nirvikalpaka samadhi. Anayasena labhyate. See? Anayasena means it's an outcome, no ayasa. It's a effortless. There is no deliberate effort for samadhi. Samadhi is always an outcome. There is effort involved in focusing and retaining. Focusing and retention requires effort, but absorption is anayasa. That's a faculty we have, and it's not it's few people only have the absorption capacity. It's not true. Everyone has. Only the object in which our mind gets absorbed differs. Yeah, it differs. So this vasana based spontaneous vritti, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. So as though he, the meditator, and Brahman has become one. But that the division is lost. But he still has a jnana, please understand. Every day we resolve. You and me resolve into Brahman. That is how even our Chandogya Upanishad discusses that in a Sushupti everyone resolves into Brahman. Then you and Brahman become one. Subject, object becomes, everything becomes, ultimately resolves into Brahman. But that it doesn't mean you have a knowledge. Because the Ajnana which has created a division in you, Dvaitam, etc., duality, that is still persisting. And therefore as you wake up, well, you never appreciate that, well, you are one with Brahman, etc. So this Nirvikalpaka Samadhi basically will give you this experience of oneness within that. Gets absorbed into Brahman, etc. Well, but he doesn't have a jnana. Yes, but it has so close and he has so much chitta shuddhi that definitely this will help him. So what will it call? Karma yoga only. Why karma yoga? Manasa karma. Upasana is a manasa karma. And therefore this is part of karma yoga. Exalted in fact compared to other, and which is very close to jnana. This kind of samadhi is possible in Saguna Brahma Upasana also. Person get totally absorbed in, Krishna or anyone. So he doesn't find any difference between himself and Krishna. One become one with. But in experientially, please understand. Experientially. Once you know, you don't need experience. Yeah. Experiential division, resolution, even in a moment of happiness, the division goes away between subject and object. Always Advaita is the thing which is sought after by anybody. Advaitam only is sought after. We say happiness I am seeking, but in happiness there is nothing but a subject-object division goes away. Even though they are there, you don't feel a division. That's how there is an experience of the wholeness. Experience of wholeness reveals that there is no division. If division is there, you won't experience the wholeness. And therefore, ultimately, when I am seeking happiness, definitely I am seeking to be one with my object of love or object of desire, etc. To become one with that. And in that experience, the division basically resolves. That's your experience. The resolution of the division is experiential. One person who knows that there is no division is based on jnanam. I am Brahman means what? Mahavakya means I am Brahman. Means there is no division between I and the Brahman at all. Total identity. Anyway, so divisions are not there. So this is also, samadhi is a state where division resolves. Sushupti also is a state where division resolves. In a moment of happiness, ecstasy is also a state where division resolves. Yeah, division resolves. That's how there is a tartamya. I don't want to go into that, it will be too much. But Priyamoda, Pramoda, etc., in that Pramoda is the one where division totally resolves. In a Priya, when you have a little joy, still, because you have not fulfilled that desire, that you and the object has not become one. At least there is a possibility that you are going to meet the object of desire. You are going to experience the object of desire. And there, so long that, therefore, the division has not completely resolved. And then, you see that the object of desire is still, it is in front of you. So, then there is a little more joy. Now there is a possibility that you and the object of desire are going to be one. And in a pramoda, when you experience the object of desire, you, the desirer, and the object of desire become one. The desire resolves naturally. When an object of desire is gained, the very desire resolves. Yeah. So desire resolves into where? Desire has arisen from something, there only it resolves. Yeah. So experientially you have that wholeness. Yeah, there is a wholeness. In any moment of joy also there is a wholeness. It's a wonderful thing. Swamiji, where is it described? In one of the books, Swamiji has discussed how Advaita only is a sort. In a human being is seeking Advaita only. And he goes on saying harmony also between the people and all that. But I'm just saying on the base of that only. So, nirvikalpaka samadhi, nirgataha vikalpaha yasmat, saha nirvikalpaka samadhi. All the vikalpas, divisions are gone. Gone means not knowledge-wise, experience-wise. And therefore, what is left behind? Asangam vastu, Atma, which is adhishthanam, which he that alone remains. Aham brahmasmi gets absorbed into that. What remains is just Brahman. And so experientially he's experiencing that, basically. But ultimately he should claim it. And he will claim it once he comes out it and listens to Shastra, and then he will be able to claim it. Otherwise, if just experientially, if that is the Brahman, then everyone should be wise from the first sleep itself. Because in sleep you resolve, you become one with Brahman. Therefore, morning you get up and you said, I am Brahman. But it's not. So please understand, even though experientially whenever you get joy, either in a deep sleep state, in a waking state, at that time only you are experiencing Brahman. The way, experiencing division free, yourself, wholeness. But you are not able to appreciate it, that I am whole. That is only through jnana that you will understand I am whole. So experienced, that's how Pujya Swami used to say, experience is dumb. Even though you experience a given thing, but it doesn't reveal that you are that. That revelation is only through knowledge, Mahavakya. So, asangam vastu, antaha, this is in oneself, that I am Brahman. He was meditating like that, and he got absorbed into that asangam vastu, Brahman. And that one can, this kind of a upasana, one has to practice repeatedly for chitta shuddhi or preparation. It makes the mind more and more refined. So punah vasite, see? So it will vasite, which generates vasana. Which vasana? Aham brahmasmi. If you do more and more, it becomes, this vasana is nourished, aham brahmasmi, etc. And that will lead even to absorption. But ultimately, tattvadihi jayate, it will result into the knowledge of tattvam, Brahman, vakyat, Mahavakyat. From Mahavakya, ultimately, he will say, yeah, it's a fact, I am Brahman. He will say, the obstacle has gone. So we should understand it is like this. Yeah. Verse 128. So I did not read 127, but I gave you the content. In 127, the verse is Nirodha Nirodhalabhe Pumsah Antara Sangam Nirodhalabhe Pumsontara Sangam Vastu Shishyate Punah Punavasite Smin Vakya Jayeta Tatvadihi. So I already said Nirodhalabhe means once you gain at this Nirodha means Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Pumsaha, once person gains it, the meditator gains it. Antara Sangam. Antara Sangam, Antaha means which is in oneself, which is inside means which is oneself. And what is inside or what is oneself? Asangam Vastu. Antara Sangam means Antaha Asangam. Antaha Asangam Vastu Shishyate. That alone is left. Because once it is absorbed, well, he was superimposing Brahman upon oneself, results into absorption into Brahman, Asanga Vastu. That alone will remain. The Ahankara won't remain. That's what it means actually. Shishyate means, well, something will remain. What remains is the object of meditation remains. Yeah. Total identification takes place, absorption takes place. Punah punah vasite. And when you do this Aham Brahmasmi Upasana again and again, it will generate a vasana that and that will lead to either absorption and also ultimately Vakyat, Mahavakyat. Through the Mahavakya he listens again. Well, Tattvadihi Jayate, Tattva Jnanam, I am Brahman, etc. He will accept it as a fact now. Earlier he was not able to accept. Because of this Nirguna Brahma Upasana, well, he is able to accept it. Verse 128. Nirvikara Sanganitya Swaprakashaika Purnataha Buddhau Jatiti Shastrokta Arohantya Vivadataha. So Vidyaranya says after, this Upasana, when the mind has now this samskara, Aham Brahmasmi samskara, and then when he exposes again to this teaching, the teacher teaches him, then the seeker will be in a position to grasp this teaching of this Mahavakya. Earlier, all the teaching was not effective. Now his position has changed. And what he will understand, that also he says, Nirvikaraha, I am Nirvikara. I am free from any change. I am witness consciousness. Witness consciousness. I am witness to the very witness of the mind. People have a witness. That is Sakshi Bhava. That is witnesshood. That is witnesshood. Yeah, that witnesshood of the mind actually. Okay? And I am a ever witness. Ever present in the mind. Ever present. And all the thoughts I illumine. Thoughts come and go. Therefore, even I am the Sakshi of the mind. Therefore, Sakshi Bhava of the mind, even I am witness to that Sakshi Bhava, so called. Okay? And therefore, I am Sakshi by nature. I am ever present, self-illumining principle, consciousness, self-illumining consciousness, which is present in the mind, called witness consciousness. This is called witness consciousness. Like sun, you may say as a Sakshi of this, whatever is happening in the world. But it is really speaking, it's not true. Sun is really not looking, what is happening here? What is happening there? I'm witnessing everything. No. Sun by its just self-illuminous nature is witness to everything. That is the witness. Therefore, people always ask me. Yesterday also somebody asked me a question on WhatsApp. I am a witness, then I am practicing witnesshood, he says. I am practicing witnesshood from a long time. Then what is the role of free will? See? What is the role of free will? Hey, you are very witness to the free will. But free will does not pertain to Sakshi. Free will pertains to the mind. Even the free will shines in your presence. You are self-luminous principle anyway. So Aham Nirvikaraha. I am free from any change. I was present yesterday. That's the same I right now here. I was present there. I am present here. I was present yesterday. I am present here. Right? I am present now. And I was having a different attributes. That also I know. And I'm having a different attributes. That also I know. Therefore, I am the one who is free from attributes, free from the limitation of time, place. That is witness. You are ever witness of everything, of any thoughts pertaining even a ahankara or other thoughts, memory, imagination, inference, whatever, emoting, you are ever witness. That's the real druk. Drudrishya Viveka reveals that druk. Anyway, so this is, I am a Nirvikara Sakshi. Ahankara undergoes a change. Right now, Karta, then Bhokta, and the Pramata, continuously changing and also resolves. Again arises. That's pertaining to the mind, which is Anatma, of course. And mind, of course, resolves, mind also arises. I am the one from whom mind arises, actually, and mind functions. So, remaining me, in me, mind functions. Manaso manaha, I am the very mind of the mind. Aham asangaha, well, I am free from any connection. I pervade everything, at the same time transcend everything. That's the thing, asanga. So I am immanent in everything, but at the same time, because everything is non-separate from me, nothing exists apart from me, and therefore I am consciousness, well, which is immanent in everything, at the same time transcends everything. The whole dream world is you. Whole dream world. Sentient, insentient, good, bad, everything is just you. You are the very space, you are the time, you are very fire. Everything is you. The whole dream world is you. You are immanent in the entire dream world, but at the same time, you are transcending the dream world. You don't dissolve into dream world. Dream world dissolves into you. That's it. So you are immanent and transcendent. Right? You don't resolve. If you resolve into a dream world, well, gone. Dream world resolves into you. Dream world arises from you. Dream world is sustained by you. You are present. You are efficient, material cause of the entire dream world. If I am a material cause of the dream world, well, I have myself have got converted into the dream world. No, not at all. When the dream world resolves, you are still there. That shows you are really not get converted into dream world. Please understand. So therefore, ultimately the conscious being from which this dream arises, his own material, vasanas, etc. Well, here in case we say Maya, etc. Same thing. Vasanas remaining non-separate from me, the conscious being. Well, vasanas are nothing but the unmanifest names and forms that alone manifest as a dream world. All the vasanas, you have vasana of space, time, everything, and objects, people, all unmanifest, that alone manifest from, and they shine in you. They arise from you and they shine in you and they resolve in you. You are transcending the entire dream world. You are basically asangaha. Whatever happens in dream world, you are totally unconnected to that. Therefore, aham asangaha sakshi. Then aham nityaha. Well, I am free from the effect of time. The very time, concept of time, etc., arises in me. I am the truth of the time, truth of everything, truth of time also, truth of space, truth of everything. So in that sense, with respect to time, well, I am Nitya Sakshi, timeless consciousness. So Swaprakasha Sakshi, then he says Swaprakasha, ever evident. Ever evident. Or what is only evident, which doesn't require any evidence from the pramana. Any evidence is through the means of knowledge. Any evidence is ultimately through means of knowledge. Even in the court also evidence is there because someone has seen. Pratyaksha is evidence there. Yeah, perception. I have seen that incident. That person was killing him. I saw. Pratyaksha becomes evidence. So ultimately here self-evident means doesn't require anybody's evidence. Doesn't require pramana's evidence. Pramana does not prove the presence of I. I prove the presence of pramana. I make them conscious. They exist because I exist. Not that because they exist, therefore I exist. Eyes exist, therefore I exist. No, I exist, therefore eyes exist. I exist, therefore I see. I exist, therefore ears listen. Not that the ears listen, therefore I exist. Just because I imagine therefore, I exist. I think, therefore I exist. I infer, therefore I exist. No, 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 no. That French person has gone for good. Yeah, that's not true. He also came to know that yes, I exist, therefore I infer. I exist, therefore I imagine. I exist, therefore I emote. I exist, therefore I remember. I remember. I exist, therefore I see. I exist, therefore I listen. Evidence. So basically, I am self-evident. I know I exist because I know I exist. That's called aparoksha, immediate, self-evident, self-illumining. What is self-evident must be self-illumining principle. What is inert should be illumined by some evidence. But this is so anyway. This is what now he came to know. Who? Our Nirguna Brahma Upasaka. When he listened to Shastra again, oh, now he says, I am that, I am that. Oh, very good. Therefore, I am Ekasakshi. Okay, I am one without the second. There is nothing other than me. In this creation, there is nothing equal to me. That's better. If you feel, there is nothing equal to you. Everything is basically mithya. What is there is everything is mithya. What I experience is mithya. Well, the truth of the experiencer experience and the very object of experience is me alone. Ekasakshi, one without second. Purna Sakshi. I am whole. Purna means a whole. This limitless, etc. is not really speaking. Now I also realize after a long time, this limitless business is not really good. Whole. Purnamadav Purnamidam means I am whole. I am whole. This is whole. From whole comes etc. So that is whole. One without second means also whole. No division. Because there is no given one thing is one. A single body, we say one. No, it's not one. It's made up of many parts. A given part also is not one. It's made up of many cells. And one cell is not one actually. It's also made up of many things. So anyway, one without second. Therefore, Shastra is very impeccable. He will not leave anything. One without second. There is no internal division also. Swagata Bheda Rahita. No internal division at all. Because one thing, any given one thing you analyze, you find many parts. That is what the creation is. Creation is nothing but putting together the parts in an intelligent manner to serve a certain purpose. And therefore, things are put together by Ishvara, the creator. Anyway, so any given thing is one thing is not one. Only one thing which is without any further divisions is the whole, the consciousness. Well, and so Nirvikaraha, Asangaha, Nityaha, Saprakasha, Ekaha, Purnataha, Buddhau Jatiti, Arohanti, Buddhau. Now in his buddhi, in his intellect, Jatiti Arohanti. Oh, this Jnanam Shastrokta, Shastrena Ukta, Shastrokta. So what is said by the Shastra, the Mahavakya, etc., the identity between these two, well, Jatiti Arohanti. It just, he is able to absorb into his intellect. His intellect doesn't show any resistance at all. Avivadataha, without any resistance, Jatiti Arohanti. Verse 129. Yogabhyasastvetadhartah amruta bindvadishu shrutah evam cha drishtadvarapi hetutvadanyato varam. So all the ideas, whatever he talks about this Nirguna Brahma, Upasana, etc., is supported by Shastra. Vidyaranya is a great teacher. Even if he says something, we'll take it as a valid. But look at his the way he says. So this yoga abhyasaha tu etadarthaha. This yoga abhyasa, etc., which we talked about, the samadhi, etc., dharana, dhyana, and ultimately samadhi, and that savikalpak samadhi results into ultimately outcome, possible outcome will be nirvikalpa samadhi, etc. Etadartha amrita bindvadishu shrutah. So what I am saying, well, so he gives the example that from Amrita Bindu Upanishad or Brahma Bindu Upanishad. He has also quoted from Kathopanishad, Omkara Upasana also. So anyway, so even Saguna Brahma Upasana itself, we talked about, ultimately there is a basis in Upanishad. So Amrita Bindu Upanishad also talks about this Nirguna Brahma Upasana, etc. That's what he is saying. Anyway, further we'll see tomorrow's time. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.